It's looking pretty scary in the US right now. We've officially reached the point in the US where there are more people looking for jobs than there are jobs available. This hasn't happened since 2021. Back when we were still reeling from the pandemic the year before. Yet for some reason, they want us to believe that we aren't in a recession, despite all of the very clear indicators. I mean, we've got Trump over here basically bragging about how he made the US the hottest country in the world. But the reality is, most of us are struggling and it's bad. And today we're going to talk about why.
At this point, I think I'm just gonna sell feet pics online for money because the job market right now is shit!
I was crying on the phone with my mom because I was like, what if I literally can't find a job?
I've applied to 1,100 jobs alone on LinkedIn, and I've applied to 569 jobs on different websites.
I'm so tired of hearing like, oh, people are lazy and they don't want to work. Are you kidding me?
I've seen the most skilled people, most qualified people that can't even get the job that they're most qualified for because it's so competitive.
So according to Trump, the hottest country in the world has more people looking for work than there are job openings. If you've been looking for a job lately, you know what this is like. Applying to jobs you're overqualified for just to get ghosted or rejected after months of waiting. And to make it worse, a lot of these job listings you're applying for aren't even real. There has been an epidemic of fake job postings lately. There's even been studies done by Forbes, Clarified Capital, and Resume Builder, and they found that 60% of these companies who post fake job listings only did it to make their current employees feel like their workload was going to be alleviated when they hired someone new. And 62% of them said that they posted the fake job listings to make their employees feel replaceable. You guys understand how crazy this is, right? These are real companies admitting that they only post fake job listings to scare or convince their employees to stay at the company. That is nuts. And if this makes you angry and makes you want to do something about it, think about this. Indeed, one of the biggest culprits of having fake job listings, just adapted their terms of service so that we can no longer file class action lawsuits against them. I wonder why they would do that. It almost looks like they're trying to cover themselves from a future lawsuit. That's why when we start to look at statistics like 1.9 million people in the US being unemployed for 27 weeks or longer, it's not even surprising. Imagine applying for jobs for 6 months straight with no luck. That eats at your confidence, that eats at your identity, when in reality, the jobs weren't even real in the first place, the competition was probably so high that they never saw your resume, or even worse, your resume got filtered out by an AI software, because that's what they do now. It's stuff like this that makes me understand Gen Z so much more, because when you look around and see that the system is broken all around you, it actually starts to make sense why so many young people think that saving for the future is pointless. This information comes from a recent article where half of Gen Z said that saving their money was hopeless. And honestly, I don't even blame them. Think about it. Rent is skyrocketing, groceries cost more than your car payment, tuition debt has people in a chokehold, and the jobs you do land don't even pay enough to actually live on. So the math doesn't add up. You're told to budget, but there's nothing left to budget. You're told to save, but save what? The $12 you have left after bills? And that's exactly why Gen Z is just saying, screw it. Younger generations feel like no matter how much they play the game, they can't win. And look, I know there's going to be some people out there that say, if you just work harder, if you just learn the right skill, if you just compete, you'll be fine. This usually comes from older generations like boomers and people who got great jobs at the right time, not understanding their privilege and then putting it on other people for being lazy. But the numbers don't lie. You could have a college degree, all the certifications, all the LinkedIn connections, and still get nowhere because the jobs just aren't there. Corporations cut back on hiring to protect profits, industries evolve faster than training programs, AI is replacing workers, and if you're not in the right city or state, good luck. Better hope you can find a remote job. The remote jobs that are slowly disappearing. So blaming the unemployed for being unemployed is just a convenient way to let the system off the hook. Because to even be counted as an unemployed person like all these statistics mention, you have to be actively looking for a job for the past 4 weeks. That means at the very least, people are trying to find jobs. Like none of this data mentions the people that have just given up for over 4 weeks. It's a crazy situation that we're in right now, and when people feel like they can't win when they're dealing with this system, that's when it starts to mess with your head. Anxiety goes up, depression goes up, people start comparing themselves to their peers and feel like failures, they lose confidence, and long term, that's how you create a generation of people who feel disconnected and powerless. So knowing all this, why do they keep telling us everything is fine? Why do they insist the economy is strong when the facts say otherwise? Simple. Because they don't want to freak out the masses. Because when the masses get riled up, that impacts the people at the top. So as long as they can keep everything at the top intact, the ones cashing in, they'll be fine. They'll always be fine. But the rest of us, we're told to smile, to keep scrolling, to keep grinding while we silently drown in debt. And as long as appearances of a flourishing economy are maintained, the people making the decisions don't have to feel the consequences of the reality they've created. But I promise you, I am not trying to be a doomer. It's actually the opposite. I made this video to confirm what you probably already think, that the system is broken. The job market might feel hopeless right now, but you're not crazy for feeling that way. The numbers back you up. Please do not internalize that hopelessness as if it's your fault, because it's not. You can't control the system, but you can control your own growth. Small wins matter. Keep learning, keep networking, even side hustles have become a necessity. You have to do everything you can to stay in the game for now and eventually find a way out, because this system is designed to confuse you, to overwhelm you, to make you feel powerless. And if you understand this, you could find a way to navigate this little game that we're playing right now. And that is what matters most. Please do not quit just yet. Thank you guys for making it this far into the video. I know that was a lot of depressing and frustrating news, but this is the reality that we're in right now. So I hope you guys are safe out there. I hope you guys are doing what you need to do to stay afloat. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully it is something a lot lighter. Shokin!